Hello, this is Team 5, and the members are Taewan Kim, Myungwoo Jung, and Minho Oh. And this is Minho Oh, and I will introduce our target paper. In this proposal video, we review the Tabular algorithm, which is the current algorithm for terrain modeling and object segmentation. Firstly, I will share the problem definition in Tableau. When to segment the point cloud, especially on the bumpy terrain, the travelable terrain recognition is too difficult, and if the ground segmentation is failed, it causes the object segmentation failures, causing the under-segmentation. And also, when clustering object after the ideal ground segmentation, the over-segmentation occurs quite often. So one object can be divided into two or more objects due to the occlusion by others or each own shape. To achieve safe navigation in unknown environment, they proposed travel algorithm, which consists of travelable ground segmentation and above ground object segmentation module. Also, the novel metric are proposed to evaluate the point cloud segmentation. One of them is over-segmentation entropy, and the other one is under-segmentation entropy. Travel is not only tested on the flat environment, such as public dataset or paved road, but also tested on the rough terrain environment in real time. And from now, I share the framework of travel. As I mentioned before, travel is two-step segmentation approach, one for ground segmentation and the other one for object segmentation. And this flow is for the first one, ground segmentation, named as TGS. Firstly, a point cloud is projected into trigrid field TGF as a graph, and the nodes of the graph structure are defined in each trigrid, and each node, the terrain is defined, and the travelable nodes are searched by applying the TGS. Then lastly, terrain models are refined by the fitting module. And this flow is for the second step, the object segmentation, named as AOS, above ground object segmentation. In this module, after a spherical projection to make a 2D graph structure, nodes of the graph is created by clustering neighboring points within a horizontal merge threshold along the direction of the local index. And to prevent horizontal over-segmentation caused by occlusion, skid linkage and circular linkage are introduced, which are concepts for horizontal edge between nodes in the same ring. And after horizontal update in one ring, vertical linkage update is executed. That is, it is a step to form an edge between the rings, hereby expanding the search area based on the index and forming more robust edges. It contributes to overcome over-segmentation in the vertical direction. And the horizontal update and vertical update are applied to one scan repeatedly. And this is the example result of the travel.
Hi, this is Taewan Kim, and I will present about the related works to our topic. Many researchers have proposed segmentation algorithms to overcome the problems that exist in this perception. Significantly, there are three types of research. One, a single-step method of classifying the surrounding environment from the data to one logic. Two, a method of classifying objects after extracting the ground for efficient classification. Three, a learning-based approach that gives class labels to each point. The first example is the single-step method. In this study, This study performs segmentation by calculating the normal vector for every point in the point cloud. Pointwise calculating method shows a very slow speed of 1 to 2 Hz, and there is a disadvantage that oversegmentation occurs frequently due to the strict threshold. GPF for ground segmentation and SLR for object segmentation is proposed. GPF's PCA-based ground recognition technology enables real-time processing, but as shown in the figure, if there is a lot of slope terrain around it, it does not show proper performance. Even if the floor data is properly estimated, the SLR algorithm causes frequent over-segmentation. This study can replace the ground segmentation part. Unlike the previous study, ground segmentation is performed through RANSAC-based planar modeling. As shown in the picture on the left, the surrounding area is divided into 4 quadrants, and the ground modeling is performed considering the continuity between each quadrant by dividing it into several sections. However, it shows a slow processing speed compared to the PCA method. And if the planar model is performed incorrectly near the section, in the nearby section, the planar model for the subsequent section will also be problematic. Next is Patchwork, the latest study on ground segmentation. This is based on the concentric zone model, and we proceed with binwise PCA-based planar modeling. And this study has advantage of being robust to changes in surrounding environment or slopes. However, because the geometrical relationship between the bin is not considered, the planar model may be formed incorrectly. For this reason, false positive can occur for points that are far away. Next is learning-based segmentation method. In the learning-based method, there are methods such as projecting point clouds into range image or converging various method to perform semantic segmentation. However, this learning-based approach only gives a point-wise class label. And in order to actually be used for driving, it requires a clustering steps of bringing points with the same labels within a certain distance together. Also, mobility is not considered in recognizing ground point. In GNDNet, which is learning-based study, the process of considering the gradient change in the terrain during the ground segmentation is involved. That means mobility is considered. However, as all learning-based methods do, we can't guarantee the performance in the environment we've encountered for the first time.
Thank you, Taewon. I'm Myung-woo Jung, and I'm going to explain about our replication and improvement method lastly. Our target code is available on the GitHub here. And these two header files and the algorithm of IKD3 and FastLeo will be used to improve the travel algorithm. The source code of IKD3 is available on the GitHub here, and FastLeo is available on here. Yeah, before we get into the improvement method and plan, the problem of travel should be defined. First, for TGS, it can only be applied to wheeled robot. Moreover, it is robust to the terrain of various curves and slopes, but it has a difficulty in distinguish the stairs and slopes. Second, for AOS, it requires precise parameters for each sensor to classify the object. And last, the travel algorithm relies on the current scan data without the historical information. Next, the plans to improve the travel algorithm. We will modify the algorithm so that can be applied to the legged robot and make the local terrain map, including the historical information. And we will develop the robust algorithm which doesn't need the precise parameters for each sensors. This is the end of our proposal. Taewon Kim, Myung-woo Jung, Minho Oh of Team 5. Thank you for listening.